Welcome to Finance RM. This will be a lesson about needs versus wants and will be a basic explanation on how they work. Firstly, we have needs. Needs are things that are basic priorities which are mandatory for survival, such as food, water, and shelter. Needs are things that we use in our day-to-day lives and we have to have them, as in it's not something which you might use, they are things that without them is not possible. More examples include clothing and healthcare. Without them, a person's quality of life or survival is at risk. They're typically limited and non-negotiable, and they should be prioritized in budgeting and financial planning. Wants. Wants are non-essential items or services that improve comfort or pleasure. Examples include games, eating out, and holidays. These are services that you may think are required but are not always should be there, as they can be delayed or avoided without consequences. They're often based on personal desire, trends, or lifestyle choices and should be considered only after all the needs are met, since they are often emotionally driven or influenced by society and advertisement, but it can be delayed and avoided. More examples of wants equals the latest electronics, more clothing, streaming services, high-end cars, and home decor, while the characteristics of them is that they're mainly just optional, unlimited, variable, and driven by trends. They can be sacrificed when saving or budgeting and should only be a last resort. The key differences between needs and wants. Needs are must-haves, while wants are nice-to-have things. Needs are about the survival and the security, whilst wants are about pleasure and status. Failing to meet a need can cause harm, but failing to meet a want causes inconvenience or dissatisfaction. In budgeting, needs come first, while wants come after. Needs are universal, and wants are individual and personal. The tips for managing needs and wants. Use the 50-30-20 rule, which is 50% of your income goes to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% for either savings or repayment of some kind of debt. This can obviously be adjusted and doesn't always require you to spend as much on wants, but you should always keep a limit for that and try to increase your needs spending and decrease your wants and increase your savings. And always differentiate before spending and ask yourself if you really need this or do you just want it? Because you can delay your gratification by waiting before buying to see if you really think something is a need. Create a list by separating your needs and wants while making a budget, and adjust in tough times to reduce wants to free up money for needs. Most importantly, avoid emotional and impulsive purchases which may appear as needs. How to make the buying decisions. To make the buying decisions, it's important to know that the needs are the necessities and they are the most important thing to spend our money on. Remember, be happy with what you have and think before you buy. Wait before you purchase. Moreover, we should not spend that much money on unnecessary and expensive wants. Demand and supply. Supply is the number of products available for sale. Demand is the quantity which is available, and supply is the quantity, whilst demand is how much people want to buy something. They are usually counterparts with each other, as when you have a high supply but a low demand, then that's not a successful product, as anybody could just buy anything and there's no proper market. But if there's a high demand and a low supply, that is the best situation, as the people with the supply can sell the product for whatever they want, and the demand, which is the large amount of people, are willing to spend. The consumers are in the demand and they are willing to buy the supply. The relationship with it is, as the prices goes up, the demand goes down. And the curve slope will always be downward, and it aims to maximize the satisfaction, whilst in supply, the products or the sellers, it's their willingness to sell, and as the price goes up, the supply goes up, and the curving will go upward with the purpose to maximize profits. And that's where equilibrium comes in, where the price and quantity at this point is the equilibrium price and quantity. If the price is too high, which is a surplus, then it's more supply than demand, which means that the products can't be priced too high. But if the price is too low, then the shortage, as there's more demand than supply. Remember, always focus on how the products work and try to strategize. An example of demand and supply would simply be a lemonade stand. Imagine you want to purchase lemonade in a hot country during the summer. There'll be a high demand, as many people are thirsty and want refreshments, and you are the supply. If there are more people, then you have to price your supply low so people choose your product. But if you are the only supply, then you can price your product at whatever you want, as you have a monopolization on the market. Whilst if you go to a cold country, let's say Switzerland, in the winter, there will be practically no demand, as nobody exactly wants to buy lemonade in the winter, and therefore, no matter how much supply you have, it won't sell. The same can work for purchasing things. If you're thinking of buying something, but right now, let's say it's the Christmas season and the prices of products are going upwards, try wait for a month or two, as that will help and the price of the thing will most likely reduce. Demand and supply is mainly influenced by the consumer preferences, income levels, prices of related goods, population size, and future expectations. Thank you, and remember to be smart, stay smart, and achieve your financial goals. And don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel.